Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video, the PDF, so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson. Now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. instead, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major. Concepts from other live lessons, and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. That was Armand Munoz, and I am Jamin Collar, and you're at LearnPianoLive.com, and we actually might be YouTube. I don't know where you are, but this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what, Jamin? I started watching a new anime show called One Punch Man.
Yes.
And I can never remember the name of it, so I
Yeah.
always call it One Man Punch or
Yeah.
Punch One Man.
Punch a man. Punch a man. Yes.
Very inspiring.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I think I've played the theme music from it before with
Oh,
a
that's
student.
awesome.
So
Love that.
I can't think of how it goes at all right now, but sounds really familiar. That's the only anime I know is a bunch of theme songs. I've never actually watched any, I don't think, but whatever.
It's
Cool.
okay. The
All
theme
right.
songs are awesome.
Cowboy Bebop. That album is mind-blowing. That's you have to go check that out, whether or not
awesome.
you ever played the song that we're supposed to be doing tonight. Just go check out it.
So
It is
it's
an
like-
anime thing.
Oh,
No.
really?
Well, hang on. We have an anime professional in the studio to consult with. Is Cowboy Bebop the name of the anime?
I believe so.
Okay, yes. So he says yes. I'm going to go with yes. An ignorant piano teacher and an anime professional say Cowboy Bebop is the name of the anime, and I've only heard the soundtrack, and that was enough to wreck my life. So let's jump into this song, though. This one's going to be he's a pirate, but most people just know it as the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. So, but there's a bunch of other songs in there that also use the same little themes, little motifs and stuff like that. So we're going to start this whole long string of notes. It's going to start on an A. So I'm going to show you where an A is. That's going to tell you where all the rest of the notes that you're going to need are. There's only one black note that we have to worry about. That's going to be a B flat. So as far as like the actual notes, playing the actual notes is concerned, it's not that bad. It's pretty easy, but it is really, really long. So there's a lot of notes, repeating themes, but they don't repeat in the same way that we would like them to. Let's jump in and find out how difficult it actually is. So to start on an A, we're just going to take any group of 3 black notes like those ones or those ones. As long as you don't pick a group of 2 black notes, you should be fine. Group of 3 black notes, you're going to take the middle note in any group of 3 black notes and drag it slightly to the right until you land on a white note. That will be an A every single time, no matter what group of 3 black notes you pick on the entire piano. That's an A. Our musical alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it all starts back over again. A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G. So that is all of the notes on the entire piano. Congratulations, you are well on your way. We're going to start on an A for this song, and then we're going to jump over the next note and go up to a C. By the way, not all songs start on an A. That just happens to be the beginning of this song. So that's an A. We're going to skip over a B, up to a C, and then play a D. And already with those 3 notes skipping over that B, that's a good start to the song. That thing's gonna show up a billion trillion times in the song. So that's the first 3 notes. And then after that, we're gonna play another D, and then another D, and then an E, and then an F. So they're all kind of like just going in a row so far, but that D we kind of have to pause on, and the rhythms are super important for this song. So playing it as slowly as you want. Just paying attention to whenever we have these bars up here, or a flag would be the same exact thing. Those ones supposed to go slightly faster, and then the ones that don't have the bars or the flags on them, they just have a regular stem. Those are called quarter notes, and those go a little bit slower. So these D's should be a little bit slower. This F right here should be a little bit slower. So the where the note head is, where the circle part is, tells you what letter it would be, and then the stem of it is going to tell you how long you're supposed to hold it up. So we got A, C, D, D, and then quickly through the D and the E up to the F, D, E, F, and then another F, and then again right here, this one's a little bit trickier because we got an F and a G that are fast, but it doesn't go up to the next note. It's going to skip back to an E. So that might be enough for you to practice if you've never done a song with us before. Just trying to get that first, like, whatever that is, measure or so. Just trying to turn that into that part of the song might be enough of a challenge. So maybe that's the thing that you work on, is just trying to get that thing down. As always, this song doesn't matter at all, but all the work that you do on this will pay off on whatever song you do in the future. So just pretend that there is some song out there in the future that the 5 years from now you really wants to do, and you're helping 5 years from now you learn that song by working on this thing right here. So take it slow. Try to make it sound like the song. And then I'm just going to keep on going from here and show you how these notes would go. So an E, and then a D and a C and a C and a D. And like I said before, the flags and the bars are the same thing. So these two have bars on them. This one has a flag on it. It's the same exact thing. It has a flag instead of a bar for stupid reasons that you don't care about, but we can talk about later. Ask it in the chat if you care about it. It has to do with barring in the measure. All right, whatever. So the D and the C and the C and the up to the D should all go pretty fast. So getting from that D back to that D, D, C, C, D. That should be pretty fast. Altogether, that section is this thing right here. Okay, cool. So we are well on our way. That is a really good chunk right there. If you just want to practice that, that might be enough of Pirates of the Caribbean for you, because that's kind of like the recurring theme. You could just play that thing over and over and over, and people would probably think you're playing the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. But if you want to keep on moving, starting right here at the star, that is the same exact thing that we just played. This thing that I said comes back a million trillion times, whatever I said, that's right there. It's A, C, D, 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 E, F, 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 G, E, E, D, C, D. It's the exact same thing. The only difference in this chunk right here, so I'm going to call that like the star chunk right there. The first chunk and the second chunk, the only difference is right here we did D, C, C, D. So that section is slightly different from this section because this one only has one C. That's literally the only difference in those two lines. So if you know that first line, like I said, you could kind of just loop that and people would think that you're playing the song. This next one's going to start out the same. But before, we went A, C, D, 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 E, F. In this case, we're going to skip over the E right here. So, and again, as soon as you start to feel overwhelmed with this stuff, like, wait, hang on, I need you to slow down. Just slow me down. Just press pause, turn it off, turn the volume down, and practice on the part that makes sense until you're bored with it. When you're bored with it, you can play it fast, you can play it slow, you can play it loud, you can play it soft, then you're ready to come back and throw in some more notes. So, this next one, we're going to skip over the E and go up to the F and G, 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 A, and here's the only black note that we have in the song, a B flat. So instead of going up to a B right here, we can go to this note slightly lower than B, called a B flat, and that's on that next line, right there. So B flat, A, G, A, and skip down to D. That's a lot to remember and to work on right there. So B flat, A, G, A, D. So kind of tricky. And then we've got D, E, F, F, G, A, D. Big jump again right there. D, F, E, E, F, D, E. And that is another great place to stop right there. If you just practiced that over and over and over and got that section down, you could play that, and that would totally work as Pirates of the Caribbean, especially if you played that in a couple different octaves. So instead of just starting on this A right here, if you played it starting on this A right here, and Kendra, if you would zoom out for me, then I can show them this one starting on this A. Right there, that's actually the whole entire next section of the song. So from right here all the way up to, from that star, from this point right here, all the way to, where is it? Right there. It's right there. It's all the exact same thing, but one octave higher. So right at that point, you're supposed to go up an octave and play all the same notes that you already played. Right here. So the first time through, you were playing it down here. Second time through, you're playing it up here. So I'm playing the first part and the second part at the same time. The second time through up here, instead of going like that, you're supposed to go right there. So instead of, that's the only difference. The last, like, what is that, 3 notes. So if you did all of that, you would already be up to here. We are making it through this huge list of notes pretty quickly, honestly. Just by getting up to this star right here, we've already kind of made it about halfway through the song. So this next one is an entirely different section of the song. So it's almost like its own separate song. It uses a lot of the same themes and stuff. I mean, it still sounds like it fits in. But if you didn't learn this song, this next section, it'd be like you didn't learn like a separate song. You'd still have the main theme. So D's, I'm going to start right here. D, 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 E, F, 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 G, A. So it's just walking straight through all of those. And then we have a nice and slow. So these don't even have a stem. So these notes are really super slow. A, and then B flat, and then A, B flat, A. And those are pretty slow as well. A, B, A, B, A. Okay, cool. The other thing, the chords, we'll add those in later. Don't worry about it. So A, B flat, A. And then right here, we're gonna go A, B flat, A. That's that section. And then the next one's gonna be the exact same rhythm, just with different notes. G, 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 A. And then the same exact thing that we did on the first measure, shows up again here. And then we're going to walk it straight down. G, F, E, D. All those notes all in a row. Then on to the next section. This is kind of like the last section of the song. It's its own thing. D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, G. Yeah, it'll take some practice. It's pretty random. F, G, A, G, F, E, F, E, D, E, C, D. Okay, so we ended up right there. Pretty much that stuff's going to come back and do almost the exact same thing with a couple little alterations. So I'd recommend marking on your page right there. That's kind of the new section from that D to that D, that whole next line. All right, so we're almost done. If we play the exact same thing with a little alteration, we'd have D, E, F, E, G, F, G, A, G, F, D. Last line, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, D, G, F, G, E, D, E, C, D. That's the whole thing. You got all of the notes. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. But hopefully it makes enough sense that you can practice that up. So I think before we add in the chords on the intermediate level, we're going to go ahead and do our feature of the day.
Yes, and today's term of the day is mode. And also I don't see the cool sound.
Oh, it's in there. They heard
it.
It
is?
We just didn't. Yeah,
oh, awesome. Okay.
All right,
cool. Awesome.
So, modes. Lots of questions about modes. I've got several workshops up on modes, but basically it's like the least interesting term in music. So all it means is, let's take, for example, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So the key of A. This is the key of A. If we want to make this like scary, then what we could do is lower the third note. That one, do, re, mi. We take mi and just lower it a little bit. Now we're playing all the same notes as the key of A, but now we're just altering a little bit to make it sound a little bit spookier. Ooh. So now it's like a spookified A. The problem is the top part, that still sounds pretty happy. So if we lower, I don't know, let's lower the 7 right here. Now it's starting to sound scarier. Nice. And I really want to go back and forth between this note and this note right here. So now we can write some really great scary songs using the key of A that's been altered so it sounds spooky. The spookified version of A is this thing right here where we've altered the third note, the sixth note, and the seventh note of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now we have the spookified version, and someone walks up to the piano and they're like, wait, that's all white notes. That's the key of C. And you're like, no, it's the spookified version of A. And they're like, no, it's the key of C. It's all white notes. White notes is the key of C. And you're like, yeah, it is the key of C. All right, cool, whatever. You weren't playing in the key of C before. You were playing in the spookified version of A. This is called A natural minor. So A natural minor happens to have a lot of the same notes as the key of C major. So if we play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, we can write a really happy sounding song with all the normal notes of the key of C. And if we play the notes of the spookified version of A natural minor, then that's all the same notes or whatever. But I don't really know why that matters. Because, like, you know, when you're playing an A spookified, you're not thinking about the key of C, you're thinking about A, and always come back to A. So that's all modes is. Modes is the recognition that sometimes when you're playing in one key, it shares the same notes as some other key. And so they're related. I think that's pretty much it. Or you could watch my 3-hour lecture on modes that breaks them all down. But I think it all comes back down to that. It's just noticing relationships between keys. And yeah, if you want more on that, of course, go check out one of those other things. But if you're wanting to get into the chords for this song, then let's go to the intermediate level right now. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.